You don't ever want to feel like you're one of those people that you see, you know, you're like, you do your due diligence, you don't feel like you're going to get taken advantage of, and you've done all this, and yet somebody still takes advantage of you.
Tonight, multiple families say 2 companies in Mobile took their money, made them promises, and left them with nothing. And now the Mobile County Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement tell me they are investigating.
No to.
Yeah.
Gina Hall and her husband Stanley tell me a few years ago they needed a new roof and hired All Weather Roofing and Construction LLC. The experience was so good, Hall tells me they trusted the company's sister business, Window Depot USA of Mobile Inc., with their next project, new windows for their home. According to the Better Business Bureau, both companies are owned by Ward Findley. The Halls say that trust would cost them. In November of 2025, Hall tells me she wrote Window Depot USA of Mobile a check for $14,500, and the company cashed it 2 days later.
We agreed with them to go ahead and submit our order in, and on November the 10th, I wrote them a check. They cashed the check on November the 12th, told us it would be an 8 to 12 week turnaround, and the check that I gave them was only for the windows and materials. It was not to pay for the whole thing. So, 8 to 12 week turnaround, no windows.
The Halls tell me they called the company, who they say blamed manufacturer delays. The Halls say their windows were supposed to have been ordered with a company called Provia, a supplier for Window Depot USA of Mobile. Hall provided this email thread from a Provia employee sent from a corporate email address with the company's official signature and logo. It reads, quote, "All Weather has not adhered to our terms and conditions of the sale and has been on a credit hold with Provia. Provia is not experiencing, nor has it experienced, any manufacturing delays within the discussed time frame." I also reached out to Provia and got a response from Vice President of Marketing, Jake Calhoun, saying, quote, "We can confirm that the company you referenced is no longer an active Provia customer. Because this matter may involve potential legal or investigative proceedings, Provia is unable to comment on specific details." This screenshot shows on April 21st, Hall texted Finley, quote, "Are you going to refund my money?" Finley responded, "Yes, I will be in touch with you tomorrow." The Halls say that money has still not been returned. Desperate for answers, the couple turned to social media.
We had asked, had anyone else had an experience with them where they paid for a product and never got a service out of it. And I got a ton of responses from that.
The response sparked a Facebook page, Victims of Window Depot and All Weather Roofing, Mobile, Alabama, which now has more than 300 followers, including Katie Morrison.
It did make me feel a little less victimized because I was not it.
Morrison tells me in December of last year she needed new windows and turned to Window Depot USA of Mobile, writing them a check for nearly $10,000.
They had excellent reviews. They had, multiple past awards locally. When I signed the contract stated that it was 8 to 12 weeks of lead time. Come early March, I started reaching out to them. It had been, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, and I said, well, just wanting to know if there's a timeline. And then I started getting the vague answers of there's some manufacturer's delay. We don't know when you're going to get the windows. Then another one was 3 weeks from now. Then it was, I don't know where you got 3 weeks. It's going to be minimum of 6 more weeks. So this was March and April that I kept getting the vague, if they responded. That was the other thing, if they responded.
Morrison says she reached out to Provia and got this response from their general counsel, showing a screenshot of a quote under her name, but the email says this quote was never submitted as an order. Retired Army Lieutenant Colonel Eric Nelson tells me he too noticed the company's good reviews and previous awards. He says this is one reason he went with Window Depot USA of Mobile, paying them $7,680 in January. Nelson tells me he was told his windows would be delivered in 10 to 14 weeks, but those weeks went by and he was left with nothing.
I realized at that point that I was not going to get my windows, and nor was I going to get a refund. I met with the owners subsequent to that, and I told the owners I knew I had to get something out of this. And I said, look, I know you're not getting me Provia windows. I don't care, I just need windows. I didn't want to be at a complete loss. And that's when their operations manager emailed me this following day and let me know that they had ordered my windows through another window company out of Florida.
I've spoken to over a dozen people who tell me they filed police reports, and our investigation uncovered others have filed lawsuits, including this one where a business claims Findlay owes them more than $200,000. The lawsuit, which was filed last year, claims All Weather Roofing and Construction, LLC, received over $293,000 worth of roofing materials between March and June of 2025 and paid back less than $4,000 of it. The court documents say Findlay personally guaranteed that debt. Fox 10 News reached out to Findlay's attorney in this case, Michael Fritz, for a comment. He said, quote, "Because of attorney-client relationship, I am not able to discuss this matter." Court records also show a civil lawsuit from an Alberta man who paid more than $34,000 for a fortified gold roof, a special certification that can lower homeowners' insurance premiums. These records show an independent inspector later found the roof didn't meet those standards. Court documents show Findlay never responded to the lawsuit, and a Baldwin County judge granted a default judgment against him. With all of this in mind, I went to the business located on the I-65 service road. When I arrived, Andrew Gaylor was standing outside the building. He tells me he paid for a new roof last September, but still hasn't received services.
I got $5,100 from me and some change, and now Mr. Ward will not return my phone calls. I can't get in touch with anybody. Every time I come down, the doors are locked.
We tried to go inside the business during operating hours, but the doors were locked. Gaylor and I walked to the back of the building where a side door was open. Someone told us they were an employee and the owner was not there. We saw another building in the back with the company's name on it. Those doors were also locked. 4 phone numbers for the companies were posted on buildings and vehicles. The number on the front building appears to have been disconnected. I called the others and left my information for Findlay to call me back. I also reached out to Findlay's direct number, but was sent straight to voicemail. People who have said you have not delivered their windows or their roof, or you have not given them their money back. For the Halls, Morrison, Nelson, and many more. The question now isn't just where their products and services are. It's whether they will ever see their money again, and whether anyone will be held accountable.
Be cautious. Be cautious in who you give your hard-earned money to.
Shame on you. This is not anything that we do to our community members. We take care of each other. That's what Mobile really is.
I want to see them go to jail. They need to pay for what they've done.
As more customers of Window Depot USA of Mobile and All Weather Roofing and Construction, LLC, come forward about not receiving services after paying thousands of dollars, some are asking the Mobile City Council to revoke the company's ability to do business in the city. Dakota Bilbrey, Margaret Nichols, and Barbara McCleskey addressed members of the council this morning to explain their situations and ask for help.
The citizens affected by this matter deserve answers, accountability, and every possible effort to help recover what has been lost.
Nichols provided council members with a spreadsheet she and other customers compiled, showing at least 54 people who say they paid All Weather Roofing and Construction, LLC, or Window Depot USA of Mobile and never received anything. The list also shows a combined total of reported losses.
The damages done are $491,992.84. This is just what we know of.
Bilbrey tells me she's out $11,000 for windows she's never received.
It's just been a huge, mental anguishing thing because that money did come out of my late father's death benefit, and you're taking advantage of people that are in vulnerable situations. I don't know how you can legally get away with taking this much money.
Mobile Public Safety Director Curtis Graves says MPD is actively investigating more than 50 cases, and that number keeps growing.
This is something that should have never happened in our city, but it did. But we are working closely with the DA's office and others to come to a resolution.
A new lawsuit against Window Depot USA of Mobile names Edward Ward Findley and his wife, Teresa Findley, as defendants. A Secretary of State filing shows Teresa owns 50% of All Weather Roofing and Construction, LLC. The Alabama Home Builders Licensure Board website lists Teresa Findley as the designated qualifying representative for All Weather Roofing and Construction, LLC. It also shows the company has an active license that doesn't expire until the end of this year. And right now, while no charges have been filed against the Findleys, Nichols, Bilbrey, and McCleskey say they hope something is done, and fast.
Just aggravating.
Who stops this?
More customers are now filing consumer complaints with the Alabama Home Builder Licensure Board. Some even receiving an acknowledgement letter from Lauren Latham, Assistant Attorney General for Alabama and General Counsel for the Licensure Board. Executive Director Seth Gowan says the board cannot confirm or deny an investigation into Window Depot USA of Mobile or All Weather Roofing, but says they are aware of what's been reported.
Would then begin the process of interviewing the homeowner, reviewing the allegations of the complaint, go through, interview the homeowner, gather evidence that's necessary, relevant to those allegations, interview the builder, and then submit a report back to the board, and it goes through the board's investigative committee to determine has a licensee violated the rules and regs that licensed builders have to follow.
Here on the outside of All Weather Roofing and Construction LLC, a printed graphic shows a BBB accreditation. However, last week, following our investigation, a spokesperson for the Better Business Bureau says they revoked that accreditation after they say the business failed to address numerous complaints.
Window Depot USA's corporate office saying the Mobile location is no longer authorized to use its name, trademarks, or branding. Our Natalie Williamson live in the studio tonight. She's been staying on this story since the beginning.
Natalie, what else did the corporate office say?
Well, Anise Cameron, a spokesperson for Window Depot USA, says they are aware of the reports involving the Mobile operations. I'm told while they use the Window Depot USA trademark, it is an independently owned business. The spokesperson says they are in the process of gathering information to better understand the current status of the business and circumstances surrounding recent events. The city of Mobile has placed a hold on All Weather Roofing and Construction LLC's business license. A city spokesperson tells Fox 10 News the hold is due to the active investigation into the business. The hold lets the company stay open, but it cannot renew its license in January. The City Council has now called for a public hearing on July 14th to revoke that license. The city spokesperson says the council has the authority to strip the company of its license. As for Window Depot USA of Mobile, the city tells Fox 10 News the company does not have an active business license. The city says the license went inactive sometime this year and is now investigating when the license went inactive and whether the company has been providing services without one. And according to court documents and customer reports, the Findleys owe customers and other businesses more than $1.1 million. The Findleys have not responded to our request for comment. No charges have been filed against them.